And hello and welcome. My name is Martin, and today what we're going to be doing is looking at the code that was coming from our inventory system. And remember that I had you stop in video 6, so this is the pickup for that. This is where our code differs a little bit from what they're doing in their video. So to see what that looks like, let's go back to the content folder. Let's go to the A inventory, or the inventory folder where you're keeping everything for the inventory system. From there, we're going to go into the folder that they have labeled as inventory, and we are going to find the child of the parent blueprint for the item herb. And if we double click and open it up, what will happen is we will go into the viewer for this, and you'll have the viewport, the event graph, the construction script, and then there's the function that they were working on right when I told you to stop watching the video, and they got about this far. So basically, let me refresh you on what's happening with the code. So you have when the item is used, it's going to go back to the parent. It's going to then cast itself to the first person player. It gets from this node the information for the first person player. From there, what you'll have to do is you'll have to click and drag off and type in current health. So the piece of the code that you will have to do is add these three pieces right here, and then you will then reattach them to the return node and then add success to make sure that it knows that what you did was successful. So to get these pieces right here, I'm just going to reduplicate it up here at the top. So I'm going to type in first person character. And from there, we'll click and drag off and type in get health. Okay, and we want to get the current health. And then what we're going to do is we're going to add to it. So we're going to hit the plus sign, and we want float plus float. And whatever number value you leave down here at the bottom, this is how much energy or life or percentage or points that is going to be added back to your current health. So we're saying current health plus this number is then going to return and give us the new current health, or we're going to set that information for it. So let's go in here and type in set health, and if you're not seeing that, just type in health. And if we're not seeing it, it's probably because we have that little thing checked. So let's do it again, and let's type in health. And let's get rid of this. And let's add a get in front of that. And there we go. And actually, I'm sorry, it needs to be set. Okay, so we'll see set current health. What you'll want to do is attach the first person character as the target. You will add the leaving node from the plus float, and you will then want to connect this to here. Then you will connect the execute out to the return node. Okay, once that's there, we can delete that piece of the code, or I'm sorry, not delete. I'm deleting it because I was doing it again, but this is what your code should look like. So when the item is used, it's going to go back to the parent. It's going to attach itself to or get the first person character's information, have access to the first person character. From there, it can now get to our current health, figure out what that is, add an additional 5 points to it, and then make that the new current health, and then send it back to the character, send it back to the return node. So we're going to hit compile and save. And then what I did for the rock was actually something very similar. So if we go to the use item for that, we have the exact same code here. Use the item, goes back to the parent, recalls the first person character, gets the information for the character. We add the current health, and in this case, instead of it being a plus, I'm doing a minus because it's a rock. I don't know how that's going to help us. So, if you use the rock, you end up losing 5 points in health. And then that goes back and returns and becomes our new health. So we're going to hit save, and we're going to play this and see if it actually works the way we intend it to. Okay, so there are a few things out on the floor that could do me some damage. I have to take care of him. Alright, so I'm now in need of some health. So I'm hitting the E key to pick up the items. Okay, and I'm also going to pick up a few rocks. And that's probably all we need. So I'm going to hit the tab key. And with the tab key, let's just do this. We will add health back by right-clicking and adding the herbs. And if I use the rocks, you will see that they will reduce my health. Okay, and that's it. It's really that simple. That was the only thing that we had to do. The problem was, of course, is that this, you would have pulled and dragged out and typed in health, and there would have been nothing because we didn't have a health bar system for the first-person player originally. So now that we do have that information, as far as and it needs to be current health, not full health. We want to get the current health of the character, and then subtract that or add that to a certain number of points, and then from there remake that as the current health, or set that now as the current health. Okay, so I hope you've enjoyed the video. Have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.